wanted to give you a quick update on a few things. It's been a while since I've done a vlog post or whatever. So I just want to give you a couple updates on things that are coming down the pike for me, personally and professionally. The biggest one is that I am in the process of, the very beginning process, mind you, of selling my house and moving out of the city to what I am now going to refer to as an undisclosed location for privacy and safety concerns. I just want the main reason for this is because the area that I live in has, it's not only this, but the area that I live in has seen a really marked uptick in violent crime on a very regular basis, to the point where I'm not entirely comfortable leaving my house. A little bit in daylight hours, but hey, someone was just murdered over, a few miles that way, at noon. Last night was the full moon, and I was like, oh, I'm in the mood to go, do some things, and all of a sudden I hear pop, 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 coming from a couple blocks away because someone decided to drive by and shoot up a bunch of cars. So this is kind of what I've been dealing with on a daily basis, is that. Also, after, the year of the plague and being homebound for most of it, I am tired of looking at ugly-ass row homes, the dirty-ass city, the noise, and having asshole people up, just all over the place and stuff like that. Luckily, I can drown out some of the noise in the editing process, because right now one of my neighbors is blasting music on the corner, because in this area, when anyone listens to music, we all get to listen to the same music. Love it. I'm like, maybe you guys need to learn. I'm like, let's introduce you to some death metal. I suggest Behemoth. Anyways, petting this aside, there are other reasons for it. I mean, I've outgrown the space in my house right now because of running my business out of my house. Eventually, I probably am going to have to get a commercial and or retail production kind of space. But I think it's kind of, which came first, the chicken or the egg? Okay, do I get a production facility first? Do I move first? I'm like, you know what? I think I need to move first, because then that's going to probably help me decide where I want to, get a commercial facility, because I don't want to be driving, 2 hours to get to, work, because why? Did my years of commuting, no interest in doing that ever again. So that's one of the big things that's coming down the pike now. As I am in the process of moving, I'm looking to do this pretty quickly. I am, and it's a good market out there right now. I mean, places are selling within like 3 or 4 days. So once I get pre-approved for a loan, I'm going to be kicking the search up into high gear, and hopefully be moving within the next 2 to 3 months. So that would put me somewhere in the June or July area. In the meantime, I'm just going to stay safe as I can. I'm really, honestly, at this point, I'm very reliant on my outgoing mail being picked up by the post office, because, yeah, it's just crazy. A lot of carjackings, or people shooting your cars, or armed robberies, and just people just apparently randomly just shooting cars as, they drive by for funsies. It's like, yay, we're all vaccinated now. Let's get back to killing each other again. It's been a hot mess. And yeah, for those that are close to me, they're aware of this and stuff. So I'm keeping as safe as I can. It's just been a lot, and I just feel so claustrophobic in the city anymore. And this isn't the city I loved. I mean, Philadelphia was my home. I wasn't born here, but this is more of a home to me than where I even grew up, because I've literally spent half my life here, and I'm not that young. And I've lived all over, in and around and outside the city. I just need to get away from it. And preferably a little further away than I initially was thinking, but that still would be like, whatever, hour drive or something like that. But that's just kind of the main thing that's going on right now. So that's going to kind of take up some of my time and attention because I have to figure out how to manage my business while packing my house, while moving, while fulfilling orders and stuff like that. So there might be slower turnaround times on fulfilling orders. I usually try to get everything out within a day or so. Sometimes it varies a little with the weekends or holiday weekends, but it also sometimes it looks like I don't get my orders out on time, but that's just because when my mail is picked up, they don't often scan them right away, or sometimes they don't update in the system. I don't know. I've given up on trying to figure out the post office. Just rest assured, your stuff goes out as soon as humanly possible because I don't have the space to sit on it. I really don't. I'm like, yeah, I never seem to have a consistent mail carrier. So I have at least like, on any given week, I have about 3 or 4 different carriers that come by. Sometimes my packages are delivered by one person, paper mail by someone else. I don't know, but today they didn't get the memo to pick up my outgoing mail. And I really wish they'd stop stealing my bins. Some of the new people don't realize that my bins are like my bins, and then they just grab the bin and throw it in the truck and drive away. So I keep losing those nice big storage bins. Fun. But, you know, I'm going to probably keep this brief. The other thing that I am working towards, this is more of a longer goal, by the end of the calendar year, is I'm looking to deplatforming with Amazon Handmade because I'm listing less and less on there, and a lot of their policy changes I don't agree with, and they're not to protect the sellers of Amazon. And people, in my previous video, I talk about, you know, a lot of how people are just scamming, saying their stuff didn't show up and Amazon just refunds them, or you have to resend stuff and things like that, and people are just belligerent assholes. So I made that decision of maybe a few weeks ago. So I'm going to be working on deplatforming from Amazon and also Amazon. But yeah, I've just been not selling less and less. I'm just offering less and less of my products on Amazon at this point in time. And, you know, the thing too is it's, you know, when you're a small business, like Amazon, Etsy, all these platforms and stuff, I mean, they take a pretty significant cut of what your revenue is between listing fees and their commissions and things like that. So I try to keep my prices relatively fair and not raise them too much. But, you know, I've had to do that recently with Amazon, just to kind of cover that and the literal shrinkage, you know, from people, you know, taking advantage of shit. But so you can get stuff cheaper on my website, and I have more available on my website. I think that's it as far as like the big things go. I'm very anxious to leave the city because I'm just like, and you know, it's one of those things. I've grown increasingly frustrated with it over the past year. Since I've been at home for most of that past year, and you know, the area I live in was hit pretty hard by the riots and looting and stuff like that last May and June. I own a gas mask now, yay! Survival gear or fun post-COVID kink fetish, you decide. But you know, it's just I'm just tired of it. I'm not getting any younger. I ain't going out clubbing or bar hopping anymore. I mean, I'll miss the food delivery options, but you know, maybe I can actually cook again if I have a bigger place and don't have to have my stove buried in stock pots every day. But yeah, that's just kind of, you know, some changes that are coming up, and you know, bear with me if there's any delays as I'm going through the moving process. I'll keep everyone updated. And, you know, with how things are going and all of that. But anyways, live your best life and live it deliciously.